Now, first thing you want to do, let's create a new site. Go to site. My computer, of course, is freezing. Go to new site. Make a new site. Now, under the site name, let's just give it the name Table Demonstration, please. You are going to turn this in when we're done. For what? And, well, of course, you want to make a local site folder. I just created a folder called Table Demonstration. Please. I'm going to put it in my folders this class, but not B2, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's call it Table Demonstration. Select folder, I'm going to hit save. Now, a couple of things that you all need to get in the habit of doing from this point forward when we create a new website, okay? After you've set the site up, and after you have given it a name, you created a folder for it, we need to go and add a couple of folders inside of our root folder, okay? What are those two folders we probably need to add?
CSS.
CSS and what else? Okay, very good. So right here, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to right click right there. I'm going to hit new folder. I'm going to call one CSS. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to call one images. Now we probably, on this one right here, we are not going to add images on it. I'm just doing it so you'll get the habit of doing it.
Yes, sir.
On this demonstration site that we're creating here, this demonstration site that we're creating here, you know, we're not going to add images, but when you do your actual table site later, you will. Now, let's go ahead and create a page. We're only going to put one page on this. Just go to File and New, choose HTML. One thing you all need to get in the habit of doing, and I haven't been taking points off on this, but I'm going to start doing it on this website that you're doing right here. Almost nobody, or I should say almost nobody, but there's very few people that are creating page titles, okay? There's a couple of different ways you do it. When you go and create a new page, you can define the page title right there. In this case, it's going to be a home page, so I'm just going to call it home. You might call it Table Demonstration, whatever you want to call it. Well, let's just spell it correct. But make sure you create a page title for each one of them. I'm going to go ahead and hit Create right now. And I'm immediately going to say that it's indexed.
Save all.
It doesn't matter, save all or just file and save. Call this one index. Now, if you created a page and you didn't give it a page title itself, you can go to Window and Properties, and where's that? Right down here, you have the document titles right there. You can add it in right there. Or if you like to do it in your codes, go to the code view. And there it is right there. You can add the title in somewhere between open text and closed text. I'm going to go back to my split view. Now, y'all, inserting a table is super duper easy, right? Everybody can do that. It's a lot easier doing this than it is if you're doing it in HTML. And actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and let's attach a CSS file to this page. Okay? How do we attach a CSS file to this page? Anybody?
CSS file.
What?
You click add a new CSS file and attach Toxicity.
Let's go over here to our CSS Designer, right? We have our CSS Designer right there. Right now, we don't have a CSS file attached to it. So let's go over to the sources and let's add that. And let's create a new CSS file. When you do that, this menu pops up right there. Don't just type in styles.css. Go and define where you're going to save it first. Click Browse, open up your CSS folder, and put the file name in there. You can call a style sheet, you can call a CSS file anything that you want it to be, okay? Does everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
I generally always, the first style, I just call it styles. That's what I do. It's what most people will do. You don't necessarily have to do that. You call it whatever you want. The name of it really isn't all that important. Okay. Now, if we're going to go and insert a table, there's a couple different menus you can choose to insert a table. You can click where it says Insert right there, and then instead of what did I just do? Hold on one moment, I gotta click and drag stuff back here.
Yes, sir.
What happened to my menu? Okay, there we go. Where is the table option over here? Oh, yeah, you can go to Insert Table right there. You can also go up here and hit Insert Table right here. It gives you this same little menu right here, okay? Now, let's take a look at your little table size menu and all that good stuff. Now, you take a look right here. I'm going to zoom in real quick so we can see. And I have some information I'm going to enter the table in a moment. I'm going to pass those out. Y'all going to enter some basketball statistics. The number of columns we're going to insert, we're going to insert 9 different columns. Yes, lots. And y'all are going to insert 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows. Now, a couple of things that we're going to play around with a little bit later here. You can determine where it says, this default option says that your width of your table is going to be 200 pixels. Okay, you have this, you have these options right here to change that from pixels to percent. Now, when we were working on this, we were designing tables in HTML. Can I help you? As I was saying here, when we were designing these tables in HTML, we did, I think we did those, we did a couple of them we used percentages, correct? What happens when you use percentages? Can you have a table that's 200% wide? No. Because it only goes up, you can only go across 100% of your page, correct? How wide is 200 pixels? Huh? It's only 200 pixels wide. Is that going to be very far across the screen? No. No. Okay. For right now, let's just change it to 100%. We're going to go back and change some of these things a little bit later. Now, you can also change your cell padding and cell spacing. We're going to leave those alone for the time being. Now, you also have this part down here that says the header row. Right now, it's set as none. You can choose headers for the left. You can choose headers for the top, or you can put headers on the both. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass this sheet out to you in a moment. And this has some statistics for basketball players. Okay, we're going to leave the top row as the header, and then everything else we will leave that alone. Okay. So go ahead, choose top, and then click OK. Now, does this look very good so far?
No.
Did I just choose?
You just pixels.
I chose pixels instead of predicted.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
let me fix it.
Mine looks pretty good.
There we go. And y'all see, I zoomed in, but you can't see what I'm doing. You can't really see what I'm doing. But if I'm going to go and edit the properties on this table, the best way, the easiest, quickest way to do it is just go to Windows, Window and Properties. I'm going to change that to pixels to percent. That looks a lot better that way, correct? What? Just give me a minute, please. Now, before I move on, I'm going to hit Save All. And in my sheet right here, or in my hand, I have some statistics that I want you to enter into your table. Okay? Shouldn't take 30 minutes for you to do, but I need a couple volunteers to come pass these out. Anybody? Somebody? Nobody? Andrew and Ethan. There you go. There should be one left over. Bring me the leftover. Now, you all, those are statistics. Oh, please be quiet, listen up. Those are statistics for UK basketball players, okay? They have a really big game tonight. Sorry, Mr. Embry, we didn't have any statistics for Louisville players because they lost. That is true, they did beat us. Yes, sir. Go ahead. On the card. Now, you all go ahead and enter those statistics on your table. I'm going to sit back here at my computer and do it. Yes, sir. Should be. Yes, sir.
We did something wrong. How about go back there?
Guys, I don't know what you did either, because I didn't see you did it. Okay. What's the problem?
Well, see, I had
Still eat table. Okay. So that table, delete, or go delete. Insert table. Make sure it's 100% width. Please. Yes, sir. What's that?
Each column is supposed to like.
Let me show you what I did again. I'm just going to click anywhere in that first row. I'm going to go Modify, Table, and then Insert Row. And let's give this table a title. Just call it UK Basketball Stats. Please turn that on.
I don't know. That's what you do.
Now, well, what would make this look a little bit better is if we took this cell right here in this table and we merged it with all the other cells going across the top. So let's do this. Let's go and select all of those cells like I'm doing right there. And let's merge those. The way you merge those is just go up there and click Modify, go to Table, and then choose Merge Cells. If you do that, you merge them together, that looks pretty nice, right? What's your question? A lot of the same things. It's a lot more when we did this last semester and just coding this in HTML. This was a lot more difficult. Okay, doing the tables in Word or not Word, but in Dreamweaver are a lot easier. I'm gonna make sure I save all of these.
How did you, what?
What?
Simple piece of thing, Roger. How you think?
All I did was just click and drag those cells and go modify. Click and drag. Select. Modify. Table.
I didn't capitalize it either. You said it? No, I didn't spell misspell that. I just capitalized it.
Okay, now go on a couple of things. And I actually want you all, let's take a look at your codes real quick before we start styling these things. Okay? I want to point out a couple of things on your codes. You guys close the game down. Well, when I'm teaching class, it's never appropriate to play games. Now, you all, I want to point something out here on your codes. If you want to take a look at them, take a look at them. It's great. Notice here, you've got your open table tag, and then you have this tag called T-body. Okay? All T-body is basically, it's kind of like a body tag. It's the body for the table. Then you have rows, and then you have these THs, which stand for table headers, which we didn't really do those a whole lot last semester. And then you've got your TDs down there, okay? Now, you need to, when we go to style your tables, you need to be cognizant or be aware of what those tags are when we go to add these onto our style sheet. Now, a couple of things on your selectors over here. If I have my entire table selected and I hit plus, it's going to say body table or something like that. If I apply a style to that right there, it's going to apply it to the entire table itself. Okay? If I go and select my header row right here, I'm just going to click on my first row right there, and I add that as a selector. Notice over here, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Notice right there, it says T-body, TR, TH. If I apply a style to that, it's only going to do it for these two header rows up there at the top. Now, if I go down here, and I just click in one of the normal cells and add that in as a selector, that's only going to apply it to the T-body, TR, TD, which is the normal cells, right? Yes. So basically, you have three options for applying styles. You can apply it to the entire table, you can apply it to only the header rows, or you can apply it to all the other stuff, okay? Like, let's go, for instance, I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to add this, I've already added the selector body table. And if you don't have that on yours, just hit the plus sign and type in body table. I want to go ahead, and let's go use this for example. I'm going to center all the text on the table. Okay, so I'm just going to select the text options, and down there where it says text align, I'm going to center that. Did I get the word right? And when I chose that, you see right there, it centered all the text on the table, right? I'm going to delete that real quick.
How do you center it?
It's just right there, text options on your property. Now I'm going to go just choose my regular rows. I've deleted that one. If you look right there, I'm going to change it just to my regular rows. Okay, I've just centered those. I can take my header rows and align those to the left, and then you see what it's doing right there. I applied 2 different styles to each one of those. Does that make any sense at all? Not recording. But go through here and just style yours. A couple of things to keep in mind when you're styling a table. The ones that could have the biggest effect, the styles that could have the biggest effect of is the appearance of your table. Let me go to the layout section there. You can change the width and the height. You can change your margins down there. I'm going to go ahead and add some padding onto mine. I have like 5 pixels of padding all the way around. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you how to style yours. You apply whatever styles you want to apply to yours. I'm going to apply 5 pixels of padding all the way around on mine. Is it making a big difference? Not really a huge amount of difference there. Maybe if I do 20 pixels. Let me see what that does. Not really doing a whole lot, is it?
How did you get one style to apply to the
I applied it. I added the selector body table, right?
Yeah.
And then I applied it there. Let's see here. I'm going to make my background blue. Let's do, there we go. And since it's UK, I'm going to make a blue background with white text. There we go. Is that better?
That looks very good.
What's that?
Looks very good.
Thank you. You can also go through here and set like your borders. You can choose to have borders or not have borders. On my borders, I'm going to change the color of my borders to white too. Let's see what that looks like.
Ooh. It didn't change.
Well, maybe if I change my border style. Let me see what it looks like in live view. That looks a little bit better. Not a whole lot, but a little bit better. Y'all play around with your styles a little bit for a couple minutes.
Yes, sir.
Apply them to the whole table or just part of it itself.
Can you change the lines inside of the table that separate that stuff?
That should be the borders.
So those other photos inside?
Yes. You can change the border width.
Is it possible to make those lines non-existent?
Yes. I do believe. If you look right here, Titus, you go to the style and choose none. They should go away. Are they not going away? You may need to go up here in your code and take out border equals 1 off of there. There you go. I just took the border equals 1 out of the code. I don't know what happened to all the properties I just had set, though. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Just play around with your properties for a few minutes. What's your question, Evan? I don't know how you would fix that. I don't have an answer for that. Why don't you save it and then preview it in a web browser? You don't really need to go into live view anyway.
Stop.